Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Heroes of Wellspring City 12 FPS. Today's FPS is called A Boy and His Dog. Um, so I am Zen, and I will be playing the questionable dog, Sentry, who everyone knows and loves from the game Into Thin Air. And with me today is my friend.
Eh, Hi, I'm Arthur. I guess I probably am playing a good boy named Nikola and Change. You're not allowed to know what the end is. I'm very excited to be here.
He and
And I we haven't talked too much about the setting, I guess where we're starting then.
yeah.
So,
So
do you have an idea?
yeah, cause like at during the end of Into Thin Air, Nikola swaddled Sentry up like a baby and brought them into their apartment or apartments where all their grandparents live. So I assume we are starting there,
Hmm.
where what sort of things has it's been maybe a day since Sentry has been brought home. What sort of things have Nicola and their grandparents been doing so far?
Um. Well, I'll say that their grandma Mabel has been mostly keeping people out of the way because it's a new animal. It's gonna be scared. And several key members of the grandparent coalition are nosy motherfuckers. So they've made a nice little living area for Sentry. It's if you'll allow me some liberties, I think one of them has like sort of this like netted in like balcony thing and sort of a room off that, so you can get some fresh air. There's room for them to run around and stretch their wings. Lots of plants to knock over. But it's for a good cause. Um, so there's a very large dog bed. There's a perch. There's various sorts of treats. There's one of those Kong things with peanut butter in it. Um, there's like a rope toy. There's some bells that of the sort that you give birds so that they can ding and feel happy. Um, like they kind of just it's bright, it's airy. There's bars over the windows because in city living. And yeah, they made a little sentry nest.
Oh, that's so cute.
And I think
Uh,
like it's putting that together around all of the bullshit that every sort of person in this collective has sort of been like the focus. And now finally, one of the grandmothers was like, Nicola, why don't you actually go in and make sure that it's not going to bite anyone's hand off? That would be very nice if you could just sort of fit that in between homework and chores and cavorting around with those friends of yours.
I think first I'm trying to figure out what I want you to roll, but something to determine like how good this setup is, how enticing it is, which I
Mm.
don't know what role that would be. How good are how there's no role for like interior decoration, so it could
I mean,
it could be animal handling or it could be maybe persuasion. I don't know.
ooh,
You're trying to
I'll take
butter them up.
I'll take persuasion. 17 plus 9.
17 plus 9.
Yes.
Now I have to do
What?
math.
28.
20. Wait. No, plus 9 it would
No,
be
wait, 26.
26.
26. God damn it,
26.
I got the rule of adding nines wrong.
Yeah. And I'm just going to roll contesting Wiz for Sentry. Did I
Oh,
get it wrong? Is
Dice.
Dicebot?
No, Dice Parser is on the ropes because Discord is rolling around with the oh no, I
It switched to like
it's
slash commands, right? Well, it
yeah, I
seems I'll
think
be
it's like
getting my physical dice after all. Or wait,
I think
unless
it's like hang on. It's like yesterday when I was doing um no.
okay, so it looks like it might be
Oh, last night we were playing with Avery. Never mind. Um
there we go. It's now
okay.
slash roll. Um and that's a 5. So Sentry has overall been pretty happy with this setup. Um
Nice.
not not like clawing at the walls trying to get out, but like, enjoying the toys and such that they've been given and sleeping in the comfy little dog bed and stuff and seemingly overall pretty happy
Mm.
as far as you can tell.
Yeah, it's like they've got given them some frozen carrots. They have one of those like dog toys that's made out of like um a little bit of like deer antler. Those are fantastic for dogs. It's these shiny things. They're part bird. One half of my brain is like dog things, and the other half of my brain is like bird things. And so I'm just like those.
Both.
Sorry, I'm having an awful lot of fun imagining like this bird dog habitat. Um, but yes,
Mm.
um, I think Nikola is going to, well, one, they're wearing like long sleeve, like tight fitting but long sleeve clothing. And they've got, um, it's a lot of different treats in their pockets. Um, they went around and they got like, again, the frozen carrots, the dog cookies, the sunflower seeds. Um, and they're just like heading into battle. They are, um, they're on their way. And I think Sentry is, perhaps disturbed from a nap by the sound of the door clicking shut behind Nikola and them going, "Hey, buddy, how you doing today?"
Yeah, so like Sentry sort of like rolls over, shakes their wings out, and then looks over towards Nikola.
Mm.
Uh
Yeah.
oh
Nikola
my
will.
god. That was a
Nikola.
perception to see if Sentry noticed the treats in Nicola's pockets. They don't. They're too sleepy.
Oh, the sleepy Sentry. God, I'm getting oh, things about a monster bird dog hybrid that does not actually exist. This is my life now.
Mhm.
But I just love them so much. I can't wait for them to rip the face off my character. Anyways, um, no, you can't hit me with the cute art.
I can and
Zen,
I can and I will.
no. How dare you use Katie's art for evil? It's exactly what they'd want, but how dare you?
They're not here to post it, so I will.
I love them. Um, and yeah, Nicola will remain standing in the doorway. Sort of neutral expressions, neutral posture, sort of arms loose and relaxed. And I think they're just gonna start like, oh, hey, how's the nap going there, buddy? Everything good?
I think in response to that, Sentry like, you know, uh, sprawls out a little in the dog bed and like, looks like they're getting comfy again. So they seem
Mm,
to enjoy that.
nice. They take out a bag of like frozen baby carrots. Want some melting on?
Uh, I think they perk up a little at that, but they are not approaching Nikola. They are just laying there looking at the
Mm,
treats.
well, I'll tell you what. You let me keep you company in this nice sunny room. And you can do whatever you like. You can go back to sleep. You can come over here and get some treats. But you know what? If you let me hang around for a while, whatever you decide to do, at the end you get at least 5 of these.
Uh, you can roll persuasion.
Sure. Natural 19 plus 9. That
Oh
one's a 28.
my god.
I will turn on my camera and point it at my dice. Whoa.
So yeah, Sentry seems, uh, yeah, okay. And slowly sort of creeps out of the bed and towards Nikola a little bit. Uh, and sort of
Oh,
like holds their mouth open, like, carrot, carrot.
all right. Can you do you know sit yet? Can you sit for me, buddy?
uh, roll, uh, animal handling?
All right. 12 plus 4.
12 plus 4, 16. Yeah, I think that's like friendly enough that Sentry sits down on the floor and then looks at Nikola. Like, I was gonna say looks up at Nikola, but he's not that much shorter than them, I don't think.
Mm.
So looks at Nikola like, okay, now
Oh my
carrot.
Oh my goodness, what a good, smart puppy. You are amazing. You are fantastic. I'm so proud of you. You know what? You get 2 of these. Um, and one after the other, they will hold out their hand, fingers flat, thumb tucked to the side, um, for Sentry to have two whole entire frozen carrots.
Mm,
Actually, I said baby carrots. The size of Sentry is probably just like normal ass carrots.
probably. He has like a normal dog sized head, but like a bigger type of dog, like German Shepherd lab
Mm-hmm.
sized dog. So
Fair
like,
enough.
yeah, baby carrots might be a little bit small for him.
Mm.
Um, hmm. He like hesitantly sniffs Nicola's hand a little and then bites for both the carrots at once and retreats with his goodies.
Oh my goodness. Good boy. Good boy?
Sentry is eating carrots and does not seem to respond.
Fair enough. Gender's a construct and sometimes a lie. Um, well, I think that um they're gonna sort of slide down to sort of crouch. Like they could get up very quickly if need be. Um, but they're gonna make themselves semi comfortable on the floor, even though it's kind of killing their ankles.
Hmm. Sentry like watches them as they crouch down and like pauses eating the carrots for a moment, like What's something new's happening? What's going on?
Mm,
Before resuming eating their carrots.
yeah. And I think Nicola's gonna take out a little book, and I think if you don't mind a tiny little time skip, they're just gonna like start reading and sort of talking aloud to themselves, like this book, it was required reading last year, but honestly, I've gotten kind of into it. Um, it's about a person who gets plucked away from home and goes on a magical adventure. Um, and this author, I really think that they need to work on their sentence variation, but they got just such a masterful touch when it comes to narrative tension that you can really forgive a lot. And they just like start just making sound of their voice, making the sound of their voice, like familiar and maybe comforting in a way. Like just sort of being company to this critter that's been kind of you know shut up in here.
Uh. Uh. I'm not sure what that would be for a role. Maybe animal handling, because you're trying to like make yourself seem friendly to an animal.
Fair enough. I'm okay with just like going back and forth between animal handling persuasion. I might ask for like some insights, but like don't feel like I have to get fancy.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right, animal handling. 12 plus another 16.
Okay. 16. And I just keep rolling wisdom saves or wisdom checks. Oh my god. So yeah, after
Well,
some initial hesitation, Sentry seems to realize, okay, Nikola's not, kneeling down because they want to do something bad, and resumes eating their carrots while Nikola talks.
yeah. I think that they'll they'll just sort of let their voice sort of lower into like sort of a gentle drone. Just get becoming familiar to Sentry, becoming a person who belongs in this space with them. Um, and eventually they'll shut their book, um, and they'll look over, and then go, you know what? You want another couple of carrots, buddy?
Uh, Sentry looks up very excited at the prospect.
Oh, you do? All right. Lay down? Maybe on your bed?
Uh, roll animal handling or persuasion.
Persuasion, please. Natural 16 plus 9 would be 25.
Yeah, I can't fucking beat that even if I got it at 20, so.
I'm so
Sentry,
sorry.
like.
I will film my fucking dice.
Hmm. I think Sentry, like, uh, looks at Nikola for a second and then, like, shoots a look back at the bed and then looks at Nikola again, and starts slowly backing up towards the bed. You can roll insight if you want.
Doesn't want their back towards them. 10 plus 4. 14.
Um, see what is. So you got what, 14?
14.
Yeah, so you can tell Sentry is trying to look, uh, you know, calm and collected, but yeah, does not necessarily want to turn his back to Nikola.
Mm-hmm. Understandable. They're they're very careful as they scooch closer and they put the carrots on the ground in front of the bed.
Yeah, and Sentry, like, looks at the carrots, looks at Nikola, determines that Nikola is like a safe distance away, and lies down on the bed and takes the carrots.
Mm. I think I wiggle. I think that Nikola is going to take something else out of their pockets. It's one of those dog brushes, but it's got like sort of soft instead of like the little plastic wire things. They've got like soft brushes or bristles, and they just sort of like they put it on the ground near Sentry, not like as if they want Sentry to pay attention to it, but just like sort of next to the wall where they can see it.
Mm. Well, I think you can roll insight again.
8 + 4. That's 12. Never mind.
The one fucking roll. Yeah. Uh, Sentry, like, keeps shooting glances over towards the brush, but, you know, for now stays in the bed.
Mm-hmm. And I think that they sort of lean back. They fold they fold their arms sort of braced on their knees as they crouch, and they go, you know, that story about someone being sort of whisked away from you know, the familiar things. That's been sort of a favorite ever since I had to come to this city. You know, I'm sure that you'd be bored by the details, but it was time for me to leave my home for a while. It was time for it wasn't a place that I feel welcome right now. Um, so I, you know, a lot like the practices in the city. You know, you come and it's bright and loud, and people won't stop moving around, and it smells, and they like sort of cut themselves off because too real. But anyways, it's sort of feeling alien and feeling like maybe you're not yourself anymore. That's a rough deal, and no, having a character in a book go through it sort of makes me feel more able to deal with it myself. I don't think anyone should have to feel alone when they feel like that.
um,
I wiggle.
yeah. I'm trying to figure out what to do with that one. Wah, Nikola. Nikola.
They're fine. Don't worry
Uh,
about it.
can Sentry roll insight on Nikola?
Sure.
Okay, that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Um, well, in case Sentry didn't notice before, this is a very young person who, isn't perhaps quite ready to be away from their parents. They're very incongruous with what Sentry has seen of the city. Um, so like they seem 100% genuine. They're saying this with a purpose, definitely, but um, they're also maybe more than they realize, sort of confiding in Sentry and being vulnerable. Um, and they seem a little sad. They, not completely. They're pretty cheerful. But you can also get the feeling that this isn't something that they talk about a lot. And they wouldn't be talking about it now if they didn't think it would help them do something that they think is good and important.
Aww. And Nikola is like kneeling on the floor in front of Sentry, right?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, honestly, by now they would have switched from like sort of an awkward squat to like a kneeling position because that's hard on the ankles.
Hmm.
They haven't moved very much at all today. During this scene.
Hmm. I think Nikola is gonna notice Sentry sort of like getting up from where they've been laying down in their bed and very hesitantly starting to sort of creep towards Nikola.
Mm, they uh re- hang on, actually. Okay. That was actually, what's their deception? Ooh, okay. That's an 11 for deception with a +7. Uh, can see Sentry can see them very forcibly keep themselves relaxed and still.
Um, and I think seeing that Sentry sort of like stops uh approaching and is gonna uh take a different approach and pick up one of the many toys that have been left around the room and sort of just nose that over towards Nikola.
Oh my goodness, is this for me? Thank you. It's I'm gonna say it's the antler toy because I think those are cool. They go. Is this for me to keep or is this for me to toss for you?
Uh, Sentry sort of just lies back down.
All right, I'll hold on to it. Thank you.
Yeah, Nikola can roll insight on Sentry if they want to.
Sure. That would be a 10 plus 9, a 19.
Yeah, with a 19, they can tell that, like, you
Wait,
know,
insight.
yeah.
Good gravy. Sorry. That's 14.
Okay, 14. Well, with a 14, they can still tell that, like, uh, Sentry just wanted them to be happier and feel better.
Hmm. I think Nikola actually takes a second to like hold the toy and like sort of turn it around in its hands and just sort of like, yeah, someone wanted them to be happier. They can that makes them happy. And if Sentry looks back over, they're sort of smiling gently down at it.
Yee, which was what they were hoping for.
Yes. I think they're gonna just I think that they switched to being cross-legged, sort of being a little bit more relaxed like this. Um, and I think that they're quiet for a long time. It's just sort of like sitting there. Um,
And Sentry's just sitting there crunching on
yeah,
the fucking carrots.
listen, it to pull back the curtain for a second, my dog actually doesn't like sausage or pepperoni. It's he likes the good crunch crunch. Um, so a lot of like his treats are vegetable based, which I think would probably work a little bit better for bird anatomy.
I mean, the bird part is a bird of prey, so.
Fair enough, but also fun to chew on.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, it's I think I think Nikola like almost starts to like meditate there. And I think without meaning to, like they sort of like tune in on Sentry, and Sentry can hear just sort of this gentle sort of ambient hum of thoughts coming from Nikola. Just like um, okay, it's nice that I'm allowed to be here. It's a nice sunny day. Wonder what's for supper. I need to call Tailwind back. Um, I wonder if Brittany is cottoned on to the fact that I've been like using gossip as treats. Probably not. Hopefully not. I wonder what's for supper.
um. Hmm. I think like Sentry's initial response to that is sort of to like startle and look up and look around for where that voice is coming from. Uh.
Mm, should I roll to see if they notice?
Yeah,
Uh,
that's probably a good idea. Or I should roll.
one, nat one.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Nicolette has been distracted thinking about oh, it could be bratwurst. I wonder if Grandpa's got that sauerkraut yet. I always like Grandpa's sauerkraut. Um, maybe if I'm lucky, we're gonna get pizza. Pizza like always costs like $1,000 because like there's like 17 of us, but like it's real good. Um,
Yeah. And I rolled a whiz save for Sentry, who got a 19. Good rolls for once. So Sentry
yeah.
does realize pretty quickly that okay, that's Nicola's voice. I don't know why it's not out loud, but that's just Nikola talking like before, and sort of settles back with uh their treats.
hmm And I think one thought, just sort of in the middle of perusing, as they sort of glance back over at Sentry, is I wonder if there's anyone out there that's missing them right now. That's a real sad thought.
Aww.
Sentry can do with that what they will. Can also probably, with the 19, divine that Nikola doesn't know that Nikola is broadcasting.
uh, yeah, I think they have realized, Nikola doesn't know I'm listening. Um, hmm. Not me forgetting to come up with Sentry's backstory before this, but
Pat you.
uh, I think they kind of uh curl up a little bit, uh, fluff their feathers a little bit when that thought comes through, but don't sort of react otherwise.
I think like the Nicola's immediate response to that is they look so fucking floofy. They are so cute. I really hope that I get to earn the chance to pet them sometime. Probably not today, but I bet they're real soft and floofy.
Okay. No. That was it was save, and if Sentry had not done well, Sentry would absolutely be all over Nikola in 0.1 seconds, but Sentry realizes Nikola
Roll,
doesn't know I'm listening.
roll with disadvantage
Okay.
because puppy brain.
It got higher.
Ah, beans.
I think, but I think Sentry said definitely does perk up and look over at Nikola at that, which Nikola might or might not notice if you want to roll perception or something.
Sure. 3
Oh
plus
my god.
4. I think that's a total of 7. I think that at this point they're just getting a little sleepy. Like it's a lovely sunny afternoon. The room's very warm. They're sitting a little bit more comfy now. Like they look a little drowsy.
Aww. I think, uh, Sentry is doing the, like, head cock to the side, doggy look at them. Um, and, like, uh, Carrot either forgotten on the ground or, like, still being held in their mouth, sort of, like,
Mm.
tap, 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 takes a couple of steps towards Nikola and just looks at them expectantly.
They are suddenly very awake. And it's the as they sort of like come back to sharpness that the sort of broadcast ends, but the last thing uh Sentry gets from them is on the move. Better look how to word this. Don't look like prey. Um
Aww.
and they sort of straight their posture, get a couple cricks out of their non-existent UP and spine, and they look at Sentry like, what's up, bud? You hear something?
Nika will roll insight on Sentry.
Sure. Natural 20.
Oh my god. Uh, so they can tell Sentry was looking very excited a moment ago and now looks less so and has stopped approaching them. Because, like, they can tell that Nicola's a little bit afraid of them and they don't like that. So they don't want to scare Nikola more. So they're stopping where they are.
Oh, buddy. Oh, oh, I'm so sorry, hon. You're okay. You're a good boy or a good girl. You're a good Berg. Um, don't feel like you done anything wrong. You're you're completely all right. Here, is it okay if I give you a pet? Um, and they will sort of offer Sentry the back of their hand very experimentally. Um, and they would like ready an action to snatch it back if need be.
uh, so Sentry sort of hesitantly leans forward to, sniff Nicola's hand very intently.
Mm.
Um,
They smell like a garden. Also like a classroom, but and also a little bit like mutagen. I have to assume.
Probably, yeah. So they smell a little bit like all those things. Um, most of which are unfamiliar to Sentry, although they know what Catalyst V compound smells like. Um,
Mm.
but uh, hmm, roll animal handling. Yeah, roll animal handling.
All right. Oh, I really want to do well on this one. I really want to do well. Natural 18 plus 4.
Okay. Yeah, I think with that, Nikola is doing a good enough job at hiding, how nervous they are, and Sentry sort of like ducks under their hand to be and pushes up against the bottom of it to be pet.
Mm. Immediately they're just like they give very good scritches. I'm going to say with a 22. This is someone who knows their scritches. Um, and let me roll. Let's see. I guess this would be a wisdom saving throw. To not just like sort of bury themselves in Sentry's feathers because good puppy.
Aww.
Um, 3 plus 6. That's a 9.
Yeah, at that might not make it because this you can roll insight on Sentry also. Uh,
Sure. Um, 9 plus 4 is a 13.
yeah, with a 13, you can tell that Sentry is very enthusiastic about being pet. So like he they don't have like a hesitation, so it would be
Mm,
hard. It might be a little harder for Nikola to hold themselves back, and they sort of, you know,
yeah,
get a little enthusiastic with it themselves.
yeah, Nikola, I think, breaks a little bit, and they just like they lean until their face is buried in Sentry's feathers, and they there's one hand scritching the behind Sentry's ears, and another one sort of stroking up and down their back, and they're just like not quite leaning against you, Sentry, but dangerously close to. And um, yeah, they're very very happy.
So they're sort of like hugging Sentry with one arm and petting their head with the other.
Um, it's kind of almost a half hug almost because like it's dogs don't typically like being hugged. They don't know what that is. At least
Mm-hmm.
the dogs that I've met, but like they sort of have one arm around their side to scratch their back.
Yeah. Uh oh. So
Oh no, what's that?
that was a wisdom save to see if Sentry could tell. Okay, this is a friendly gesture versus okay, this is someone trying to grab me. Which they did not pass. So they sort
Oh,
of uh bark and try to back away from back out of Nikola's hold. So they're sort of like flaring their wings out, uh, backing away.
Easily done. They are not holding you in place at all.
Yeah.
And Nicholas sits back up, and they um look a little blurry, like they were starting to tear up. But they very quickly wipe that away and sort of sit straight, and they go, "Oh, buddy, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to scare you. Oh, bud, I'm sorry. I forgot myself a little. That's on me. I'm so sorry." And just they sort of pitch their voice low and sort of soothing, and um sort of like um hunch so that they're not, you know, they don't look, you know, like any sort of like posture of dominance. That's
Mm.
not a sentence. So that
Yeah.
they look pretty harmless.
Mhm. I think Sentry still sort of like backs away into like the far corner of the room. Uh
Yeah, Nikola will also just scooch back on their butt closer to the door. Um, and I think that they Sentry can roll an insight to see how they're feeling. But they smile very gently and they go, That's all right, buddy. You're okay. That's understandable."
they are going to roll insight. Uh
Mm.
and that was a nat 20, so
Oh boy. Okay.
they are like hyper laser focused in on Nikola right now, so
Yeah. This is a kid who misses the country a lot. Um, and probably came from, some sort of farm setting where they had a lot of animals, who they were very attached to. And getting to pet Sentry reminded them of, getting to pet the animals that they grew up with. And um, honestly, they just sort of like they had a little release that they didn't anticipate, where probably for the first time in a while they acknowledged the fact that they missed them, and they were probably a second or two away from just like kind of going boneless and crying into your feathers, because oh boy, it's really hard to ignore the fact that you miss the animals that mean a lot to you, when there's an animal that uh is sort of being a source of comfort right now.
uh Nikola can roll insight on Sentry as well.
um it's on the floor. Does it count?
Um, up to you. If you want to keep it, you can. If you re-roll it on the table, you'll have to take whatever's on the table.
I mean, it's a 15 plus 4. I feel pretty great about that. So I think I would take on the table.
Okay, so with a 19, uh, hmm, yeah, Nikola can tell, Sentry is a little bit less on edge now that he's out of the, they're out of the, like, hug embrace. They did like being pet. They did not like feeling like they were being grabbed. Uh, Nikola gets the sense that maybe there's, you know, they've been grabbed before and not so nicely, so they're
Mm-hmm.
very nervous about that. But they they
Mm-hmm.
they seem to be a little bit calmer now, and like they can they're not like growling at Nikola, or they don't think Nikola's a serious threat, but they're still a little shaken up.
Mm. I think, Nicola, you're not as smart as you, are you? Um, I think that they just sort of like they flop on the floor. Um, sort of, um, sort of curled on their side. And they sort of pat the floor next to them, and they go, "You can come as close as you want, buddy. I won't touch you unless you're okay with it. I promise." Um,
Hmm. I think like Sentry calms down a little bit more and maybe like sits down, but uh, still in the far corner where they've retreated to.
mm, I think um, I think Nicola's gonna fish out probably some peanut butter treats. And they get up uh and put them on the ground in front of Sentry, and then they go back to being sort of on the floor.
Hmm. Are they putting the treats like right in front of Sentry, or like a few feet away, or where exactly?
Um, a few feet away. And then they retreat back to near the doorway.
Hmm. Yeah, they can see like as they approach Sentry again, Sentry sort of like gets back on their feet and bristles. So stopping a few feet away is probably for the best. Uh,
Mm,
and they still seem a little bit like on edge as Nikola, you know, goes to sit back down.
no, they are laying down.
Oh, laying
They
back
are
down.
as vulnerable as they could make themselves look.
Hmm.
Sentry can roll an insight on that if they want.
Yeah, I think they will. Um, like as Nikola sets the treats down and then goes back away, their focus is watching Nikola versus the treats, at least initially. So,
Mm. Oh boy, 10. Well, um, can tell that they're trying to be non-threatening. You can tell that it made them sad that they upset Sentry. Probably all they can get with a 10.
mm, yeah, I think like they will. Sentry will like stay in the corner for uh a little bit more before sort of uh you know venturing forward to sniff at the treats that Nikola put down and sort of investigate those. Oh,
Mm.
not
They
a great
seem
roll.
homemade.
Hmm.
Oh, maybe they don't seem homemade. Maybe they just smell like peanut butter.
Yeah. Sentry could pretty much only smell peanut butter on these things, and uh, Hmm. Yeah, I don't think that's uh enough for them to feel comfortable eating them, so they sort of retreat back to the corner and lie
Mm,
down again.
mm. I think that Nikola will stay still for another long while. And I think they're. I'm gonna roll something to see if they can sort of get back into like the calm sort of meditation that they were in earlier. Um, okay. That's I'm gonna say it's just a plus wisdom, so it's a 14. So yeah, that's a 12. I'm gonna say yes, but they're still feeling a little bit blary. It's still a little bit like kind of plaintive. Um, and after a very long while, Sentry can sort of get just sort of this plaintive like wanting to do good and wanting this to go well and feeling a little bit like they're not doing well and um hoping that they can do better.
Um. Hmm. I think Sentry's gonna do another uh insight check on Nikola now that Nikola is sort of, just chilling there.
Mm-hmm.
Sentry's sort of like wondering, okay, like is this someone I need to be afraid of? Is this someone that's trying to ah not so
What
great roll with a 10.
could
Sent
I argue to advantage because they can literally hear their thoughts?
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh my god, it
Oh,
got worse.
better, worse. No. Well, it's a 10, so it seemed non-threatening.
mm, yeah, which I think yeah, I think is enough for like, Sentry is okay with Nicola being in the same room. Is not like acting overly defensive right now, but
Mm.
I think with just a 10 and just knowing that, Nicola seems okay. It's like not quite to the point of like approaching them again.
Mm. It uh isn't how would you feel about like a time skip to the next day?
Yeah. If you want
Because
to
like yeah, because eventually Nicola will um sort of um they'll sit up and sort of very slowly methodically sort of dust themselves up and climb very carefully to their feet and look at Sentry and go, well, thanks for appreciate you you spend some time with me today. It really made my day better. And they're gonna leave um 4 carrot treats the middle of the room. Leave the peanut butter treats. Um and head out the door and close it behind them.
hmm Yeah. And I mean, we can do time skip, but also I will say like this doesn't have to be the decisive like uh once and for all. Let's see what Nicola and Sundry's relationship is going to be for the rest of the campaign. It's just sort of like taking some time to actually establish that relationship that'll, is going to
Mm-hmm.
continue developing one way or the other. Um
I mean, they're definitely gonna try again tomorrow. It's just like in my head, Nikola was giving me, it's I am not in a good frame of mind to do this today. Um, but they have time tomorrow after school.
Yeah.
And it's what let's say it's actually, yeah, it's about 3:30. They came home from school, changed out of like the sweaty shirt into something like, good gravy, sorry, um changed into like, um again, something with longer sleeves, stocked their pockets with dog treats, and then came right back up. What's Sentry doing um around 3:30 p.m.?
Hmm. Maybe today, like you said, there's a closed-in balcony area they have access to, so maybe they're like out on the balcony, barking at the birds on a nearby like telephone wire.
Hmm. Yeah, they hear the door click closed, and Nicola's voice going, "Yeah, you tell him, bud. They're on your turf." Um, and would they like to roll a perception?
Sure. Oh my god. It's an 8.
Uh, they're holding something orange that may be treats.
Hmm. I think like Sentry stops barking and turns to like to see Nikola and but like sort of stops in the entryway, the like doorway between the balcony and the rest of the room and just sort of watches from there.
Yeah, and I think they sit down cross-legged. And they go, "Second verse, same as the first there, bud. You you let me hang out in here for a few hours, and you get some good care treats." They
Uh
start shaking the baggie like, "Look, carrots, crunchy crunchy carrots."
uh roll persuasion.
Uh, a 6 plus 9 is a 15.
Holy shit. I think like with that Sentry comes like a few little steps more into the room with his little talons like pitter pattering across the flooring, but it stops like halfway towards Nikola and sort of like just sits there and chills, or just stands there and chills.
Hmm. You want to sit for me?
Um, they do sit down at that
Good boy
and sort of
or
like,
good girl, good Sentry. And they get two whole carrots.
oh yeah, how is Nikola like holding them out towards Sentry or like putting them on the ground or?
Holding them out, fingers flat, thumb tucked to the side.
Hmm. Yeah, so I think Sentry hesitantly, like, noses forward and then, snatches the carrots and pulls back to
Mm,
eat them where they're sitting.
yeah. Nicola, uh, very slowly, very sort of methodically, takes out their book. They start. I hope you don't mind if I tell you about a little bit more about what I'm reading. Um,
Sentry does not look, Sentry does not look upset as Nicola takes the book out, so, like, they seem fine with Nikola reading similar or talking about the book or whatever.
Yeah. And they go, well, I got you the second volume of the book, um, where the person who sort of got whisked away has got a bunch of colorful companions, sort of picking them up as they go along. This part, I think is in ways kind of the weakest because like they're all in sort of the same place, just sort of statistically. I feel like, and like they sort of go on for a little bit about the supporting characters in this novel, and they sort of ramble a little bit about like themes and motifs and devices. And then they go, the thing is, and I really like this about this series, is that all of the supporting characters have their own books, have their own sort of stories, concurrent with this one. I think that only a couple of them had come out so far, but um, I don't know. It's a good commentary on the fact that everyone's got their own story, and I guess you're real lucky to get your story and theirs to be the same for a little bit, or not the same, but um, sort of walking along. And I don't know. It's sort of becoming sort of a comfort story for me.
I think like when Nikola looks up at the end of uh, their talk, Sentry has finished or put aside the carrots for the moment and is just sort of looking at them with like their head tilted to the side and like how dogs do, tilt their head to the side like it doesn't quite understand.
mm, well, sort of, there's a reason why I am who I am. I've um, I got three great moms, who love me very much. I got just a whole mess of grandparents. I've lost track. Who, they've been there to support me and sort of foster me. And I got, I hope, some friends now, who seem, just terrific. Um, and, you gotta really, when someone's there, no matter who it is, and you get to be there with them, I think that that's a treat. Kind of like what we're doing now. I think the fact that I get to spend a little bit of time with you is real nice, and I'm real happy about it.
Their head just keeps tilting further to the side as Nikola talks. You can roll insight if you want.
13 plus 4, 17.
Okay, with a 17, you get the sense that like what Nicola's talking about like, having people that like it's nice just to spend time with them and they're your family or your friends and like they, you know, make you better just for, having spent time with them and known them. Unfamiliar concept to this bird dog.
I think Nicholas sort of sits back and they go, well, let me put it this way. It's this time, uh, I hope is nice for you because you get some carrots out of the deal. Um, but for me, just the time together is the carrot. That's the part that I get to enjoy and I get to look forward to.
Aww, that's a very sweet sentiment. Um, uh,
I hand you a good farm then.
Uh, Sentry still looks a little bit befuddled by the idea.
No, never mind. It's you know what? We'll work on it. We'll find some folks for you that can be your carrots. How's that? In the meantime, why don't you have some actual carrots? And they take out two and they put them on the floor and sort of roll them.
Yeah, and Sentry happily snatches them up and crunch, crunch, crunch.
There you go. Don't worry about too much there. You're I hope one day you get to feel safe here.
Aww.
You know, it actually I got a proposition for you there, Sentry. How do you feel about let me try to pet you again? And I'll stay away from your back. I'll keep my hands where you can see them. But I feel real bad that I mucked it up so bad yesterday.
Sentry sort of like perks up at that and like turns away from the carrots to like stare at Nikola and wants to roll insight.
Against Nikola?
Yeah.
Or Nikola against Sentry?
Sentry
Uh
rolling on Nikola to.
oh please.
Uh-oh.
It is I mean they're an open book. Um it's hard to trust them. It's always hard to trust anyone. Um but I mean it's up to you. Do they believe what Nikola says? Like without
I
any
mean,
insight?
I mean,
Or
with
or they like
with a 4 they can at least tell there's not like hostility actively radiating off of Nikola. Um
never. Well, sometimes. But never.
I think what it's going to be is Sentry is going to roll a whiz save for the potential danger of if what if Nikola has bad intentions versus ooh pets. And for once, a not good roll is in our favor. Like Sentry is like a little hesitant and sort of does that like tapping feet back and forth while staying in the same place and then like hesitantly takes like one step towards Nikola and sort of like eyes on them like you're not trying any funny business, are you? And then like another slow step towards Nikola.
Mm.
And
And Nikolai will wait until they get as close as they feel comfortable before they move.
mm-hmm. Yeah, the Sentry gets within like just within arm's reach and sort of like ducks their head down a little like into petting range and is just watching Nikola like they're also ready to like retreat away if something goes wrong, but
Mm. I think Nicola is going to very slowly, very carefully reach out their hand and scratch, 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 scratch.
yeah, you can roll animal handling.
Sure. Natural 16 plus 4 is a 20.
Okay, with a dirty 20, I think these are good scritches. Sentry relaxes a little bit and steps a little bit closer to be in better range for pets, but
Mm.
is still, not 100% trusting, but this is nice.
Yeah. Nicola will just stay with one hand, and they sort of go from the top of their head to behind the ear, a little bit under the chin, and then back up. Like this, yeah. They keep the other hand where Sentry can see it. They stay relaxed. And yeah, they do a good pet.
Yay.
Uh,
Pet, pet, pet.
yes.
Yay.
And depending on how long Sentry actually natural too. After not that much petting, but if Sentry lets them sort of keep at it, and just sort of focus, they'll Nikola relaxes, and it's the only thing on their mind recently is just sort of like oxytocin, oxytocin happiness. Um, and yeah, that gets just sort of like just that's what's on their mind is they sort of relax and they sort of go into like a meditation.
Aww. And I think Sentry relaxes a little bit more at that too, because, like, you know, Nicola's not scheming. They just are happy to pet Sentry, and Sentry is happy to be pet.
Yes. Uh, I think like eventually Nikola will speak up and they'll go, "Do you mind if I get a little bit closer? My arm's getting tired. It's okay if you want me to stay here though."
Hmm. Hmm. I'm not sure if this should be insight from Sentry or like animal handling or persuasion from Nicola.
I could roll a
Um,
persuasion.
yeah.
18 plus 9.
Good God.
27.
Mhm. Yeah, at that, I think Sentry like hops a little bit closer to Nicola.
Mm,
Not like within range of that for them to like press their face into Sentry's feathers, but like a little closer.
mm, yeah. Nikola pets the floof of Sentry's sort of like I don't know what it's called on dog slash bird hybrids, but like sort of collarbone on a human, like you know how there's like extra floofiness there.
Yeah.
That they're staying away from any like possible scar areas though.
Possible what areas? Scar?
Yeah, like sort of where the dog head went on the bird.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, this close up, Nicola could roll perception or investigation to see if there are scars like that.
Sure, they are same thing. I'm gonna call it investigation because I never get to roll decent investigation. 11 plus 4, 15.
Okay, with a 15, you can tell, like, Nicola can tell the transition from, like, bird to dog is not like a sharp, clean break. There's sort of like an in between section where it seems to be like uh, shorter, thinner feathers that are sort of like hair or dog fur in between the two sections. So it seems more like a gradual transition than like a hard break. So they don't see any scars or anything like that.
Mm. Yeah, I think they just keep patting. They're like, "Oh my goodness, you're just so pretty." You're just the prettiest bird dog I've ever seen. You're so good. Thank you for letting me pet you, Sentry. You're a very good. You're a good boy or dog, girl. You're a good Sentry.
Uh, uh, hmm. I think roll animal handling.
11 plus 4, 15.
15. Yeah. I
I
think
feel like I've gotten like 4 15s during this thing. Am I going nuts or?
uh yeah, so like I think Nikola can see Sentry's tail is kind of wagging. It's a bird tail, so it's not really built for that, but you think it's wagging a little bit.
Mm, I think they're just gonna like they sort of pitch their voice low and they just sort of start up like what they were doing earlier talking about um their book except it's just like, oh my goodness, you're so pretty and you're such a good boy, you're so smart, such a good girl, um and you're very nice to let me pet you, and you're very good to pet, you're very floofy, um and like just that just sort of um in sort of this low drone just like piling on the compliments.
Oh,
At one point uh they without stopping the monologue, they take one hand away from petting Sentry, fish around in their pocket, and hold some carrots in front of their mouth.
I think like as Nikola continues like with the praise for Sentry, Sentry starts doing the little like uh tippity tap bird feet where they like dancing between one foot and the other in place, and sort of gets enthusiastic about like bashing their head into Nicola's hand for pets. Uh,
Zen, it's so cute. Zen, why have you done this? Dude, please. They're so cute.
and they actually, when Nicola holds out the carrots, they actually ignore the carrots in favor of more pets. They're
Oh,
just like nuzzling into Nicola's hands, like,
Nikola is going to cry again.
"Aw."
I think at one point, like, their voice breaks a little bit, and like they have to take a hand away in order to like wipe their eyes a little bit, just like, oh my goodness, you're just a very good, you're a very good Sentry. You're just the best Sentry in the whole world.
And Sentry's chest puffs out a little bit, and they look very proud of themselves.
Mm, fuck, it's so cute. I can't. This just in: terrifying bird dog monster murders local envy with cute.
Lethal cuteness levels.
Lethal cuteness levels. Um, and yeah, it's Nicola will just sit there and pet this very good bird dog monster for as long as the bird dog monster wants pets. Um, it I think like over the course of the afternoon, they inch closer with permission, um, until they're close enough that if Sentry so choose, they could put their head in Nicola's lap.
Uh, um, hmm. Yeah, I think like Sentry gets caught up in the like, wanting pets, wanting that contact, and does eventually sort of climb into Nicola's lap and sort of rub against them. Um
Ah,
Nikola might want to roll some sort of like con save because Sentry is very big bird, pretty heavy.
sure. Ooh, that's con save plus what? 14.
Okay, with a 14, like some of the wind gets knocked out of Nikola, but they stay upright and everything.
What are
Um,
they gonna do? Get flattered?
I think they might get some little tears in whatever pants they're wearing because sharp bird claws, but they don't get seriously hurt. And Sentry sort of like uh settles down in their lap and does the thing where like when birds are sitting on eggs and they like fluff up so much
Oh
and
my
sort of
god.
nestles down like that and is still like nuzzling their head into Nicola's hand for more pets.
Uh, hey, can I make a proposition?
Yeah.
Um, when you hold birds like chickens in your lap and you cuddle with them, they will sort of like lean into your hand or into your warmth or whatever, and leave their little legs sort of dangling off to the side.
Oh.
Um,
Yes.
yay! And yeah, Nikola just lives there now. They are not going to push Sentry out of their lap for any reason whatsoever.
Aw.
They're just real happy. And they're just gonna smother this bird in as much love and attention as they both can stand. And they are very careful the entire time not to touch touch their back or make them feel trapped.
Yee. Yeah,
I think.
Sentry. As long as Sentry has like one side available where like they can get out, like they have like a clear exit path, but they are choosing to lean onto Nikola.
Hmm. I think like at one point they'll lean over and retrieve the brush from the day before, and they'll just start preening feathers, and they show the brush to Sentry to sniff while they pet, so it's not like, oh, new thing, fuck that. But if Sentry will let them, they'll just like start brushing their coat and preening their feathers.
I'm not. I don't think Sentry is too sure about that. Sentry like smells the brush, but uh does not seem to like it.
No
Sort of.
brush. Okay, not even like this, and they sort of brush their own arm. See, doesn't hurt. No good,
Nicola
huh?
Nicola can roll insight if they want, but Sentry is sort of eyeing this brush with distaste.
That would be a 6 plus 4, a 10.
Yeah, with a 10, Nicola can tell Nicola Sentry trusts Nicola somewhat right now. Sentry does not trust the brush.
I see. It could be a sus brush. You know what? This will be your brush, and you can get to know it. If you want me to take it away with me when I go to later, I can. And they sort of slide it across the floor, and they go back to just pets.
Mm. Sentry is happy with just pets on mostly like the dog parts of them.
Yee. Man, man, I wiggle. I'm just like, all Nicola's giving me is yes, more pet.
Hmm. I mean, that's where Sentry's at, is just pet, 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 pet.
Yeah, I think that they will stay there. Like, Nikola will miss dinner.
Oh my gosh. One of Nicola's grandparents comes to like knock on the door and is like, Nicola, dinner's ready.
I'll just put aside a plate for me, Gamma. It's I'm pretty happy just here. Thank you though. I'm sorry for missing.
Uh,
I go. It's so cute.
is very cute.
Like it. I'm actually, you know what? I'm rolling a con.
Okay.
A two. It Sentry. As the light outside darkens somewhat. Um, and the sounds of the house, gradually turn from high spirited grandparent shenanigans to sort of calm, collected, sort of early evening grandparent shenanigans. Eventually, Nicola's hand in your fur sort of stills and comes to a rest. And they seem to be leaning a little bit more heavily against the wall, and they have fallen asleep.
Ah. I think Sentry sort of like noses at Nicola's hand a couple more times, like more pets, more pets. Okay, no more pets. And does sort of carefully hop out of Nicola's lap, um, and goes over to the dog bed they have in the room and drags it over uh, to be next to Nicola, and then curls up in the dog bed to go to sleep themselves.
Aw. I hand you over the course of the night. Nicola like sort of slumps and then hits something soft and sort of curls around the soft thing, and uh in the morning whatever grandparent like goes in to say, oh, we haven't seen our grandchild in a while, let's go see if he's been eaten, um finds Nicholas sort of curled around the dog bed, in sort of a little bit of a C around, like not fencing Sentry in, like sort of against the wall, but like curled around it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, also consider Sentry's head is resting on top of Nicola's side while they're sleeping.
Uh, it's so fucking cute. Good lord. All right. Well, I I don't think we're going to top this.
I don't think so.
Oh my gosh. Yay.
Yeah. So we shall end the FPS there.
We shall. Thank you, listening audience. Thank you, Zen, for an absolutely delightful FPS. I am going to die forever.
Yes, thank you for playing as well.
Oh
Ah.
my gosh.
All right. And yeah, thanks to
Bye,
everyone for
folks.
listening.